Hello and welcome to Car Dealer Live. My name is James Batchelor and today we are talking about why dealers more than ever need to get on board with video. Now joining me to chat more on this is the co-founder of Vehicles in Video, Danny Cooksey. Hello, Danny.
Hi, James. How's things? You all right?
Very good, thank you. Thanks so much for coming on. And it's good to actually have a chat about this really important topic. I mean, it's been a topic for dealers for many years, but I think especially more so post-pandemic, really. But before we actually get stuck into talking a little bit more about that, just give us an idea of the business and a little brief history of how it all started.
Okay. Well, I'll start from the very, very start. How I kind of thought of it and where it all came about. So my very first ever job, 18 years old, I was a product genius. And it was a very new role at the time. It just kind of got brought in, mainly by BMW. They were the ones that were kind of thought of the role. So I worked for various different garages, likes of BMW, Fiat, Kia, Abarth, Ford, and then progressively making my way into the sales role. But what I found, especially with the product genius role, was, the personalized videos were just becoming more and more prominent. Dealerships seen the value in it. So, I was targeted on 5-6 personalized videos a day on top of obviously doing handovers, test drives, all that kind of stuff. But the videos were a big aspect of it. But doing that on a day-to-day basis, being targeted on it, you've got to get the buy-in from the sales team. You've got to get the buy-in that video is, important. It's got to be done, especially the personalized aspect of it. Because it's all about getting people in to dealerships and getting them doing test drives and stuff like that. And the only way of doing that is building that relationship with them. And through video, it's the best way of doing it. So that's where it all started from. Using applications on the market, I just felt that there was an opportunity to speed up the response time. So that's where kind of the initial idea came about. And then me and my dad started thinking of a concept and how it's going to be built, got in contact with some developers, and here we are. How long does it go now? 2019 April. So good 3 years or something left now. So that's a short brief on how it's came about.
Well, it sounds it was a really interesting sort of business concept there, and I mean, I suppose my next question really is about why dealers need to be embracing video right now. And I think probably the important point is it doesn't matter whether dealers do really good videos or really bad videos. It's whether they actually just do it, don't they? And they offer this resource to a customer.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The video needs to be, every single inquiry, in my opinion, needs to be sent a personalized video. That should just be standard. Customers are 3 times more likely to respond back to text rather than an email or anything like that. So, sending these videos by text and email, your response rate's going to go through the roof, especially when it's a video as well. Every single inquiry should be getting sent a personalized video. It creates a great rapport with the customer and the sales team. But more importantly, you don't want to be left behind. I think right now is the perfect time, especially with COVID. I think videos really made it so apparent that, so God forbid if something like this happened again, you need to be ready for it. But yeah, it's just about not getting left behind, making sure that, you can put your videos on your website, which is great. But you're not getting that personalization part of it, which I think is key. 110%. When a customer comes into your dealership, they want to see the face of the person that they just spoke to on the phone. They don't just want to know that it's James that I'm going to be speaking with. I think it gets people in the dealership, it gets people comfortable, their guards down, they feel like they can speak to the salesperson on a bit more of a personal level because they received a personalized video. So yeah, that's my take on it anyway.
Well, let's not forget, I mean, during the height of the pandemic, dealers could only sell cars through click and collect or through internet sales, and video took on. I mean, video has been an important tool for dealers for at least the last decade or so, but especially during the pandemic, it took on a new sense of importance, didn't it?
Oh God, yeah. If it wasn't for video, if it wasn't sending personalized videos, unless it's just a click and collect and the customer's happy with it and they're just willing to buy it, then happy days. But without sending them a video and going around the car personally, it was really hard to sell a car.
Yeah.
At the time, anyway. So no, it's only becoming more and more prominent in the market. So it's something that dealerships need to jump on now and try different systems, see what works for them. Every business is different. So I think that they need to go out there and just, try. There's loads of free trials. I mean, at the moment we're doing a free trial. So, dealerships can jump on and see what it's like, see what video sending these personalized videos are like, and how much more cars they could sell.
Let's talk a little bit more about personalized videos to customers. I mean, let's face it. I mean, particularly salespeople, they're incredibly busy. The phone is ringing. They're dealing with customers face to face. Then a request comes in for a personalized video. These things take time, don't they? So, I mean, it can be a bit of a sort of a hindrance, a little bit, can't it? Personalized video. So, what can you do to actually make dealers' lives easier?
Yeah. That's the bit. That's the struggle. That's the bit that, dealerships are like, I like the concept, I like the idea of it, but how much time is it going to take out my sales team? My cars are going to be getting ripped off the pitch left, right, and centre. So there's that aspect of it. Now, there are applications on the market that can help with that. Our application, that's where my concept came from, was the struggles of going out and finding the key, can't find the key, who's got the key? And then having to go out, get the car, pull it off its line, put it into a nice space. You might need to record it 2 or 3 times because someone's walked past you, something like that. And then you have to put it back on the line, so you have to get someone to help you. There's a lot to it. And while you're doing all that, the customer's waiting, so the response time isn't great, to be honest. So that's where our concept came from vehicles and video, was to kind of tackle that, and kind of get the response time up, but also keep it professional, because not every salesperson's a videographer at the end of the day. They try their hardest, they try and do what they can do, but 9 times out of 10, some of them aren't very great when it comes to the actual video of the car. Now, there are training courses out there that can help them with this, which is awesome. I know quite a few that are really good, but I just think that that's 2 separate professions. Introducing yourself through video is one thing, and actually taking a video of a car and making it good is another thing.
Well, you mentioned time saving there. I mean, how can you save dealers time? Because like you said there, it does take a lot of time to actually prep, get the car in shop and take the video. So how can you save dealers time?
So our concept is we split the video. So our videos are made up of 3 different clips. So you've got obviously the video of the car that the videographer of the dealership would do. They would then save that onto our system, and that means that video of that car is professional. So every single personalized video that gets sent out is a professional video of that car every single time. So you're not having to worry about the quality of the video or anything like that, because your videographer knows what he's doing. That's what he's employed for. And then our system, when an inquiry comes in, the salesperson that's taking that inquiry can then top and tail that video with the pre-made video of the car with an intro and an outro clip. And what that enables them to do is speak to the customer, introduce themselves in the intro clip, and the outro clip, do a sign off, next steps, whether it's a test drive, whether it's going to be, and then that will sandwich that pre-made video of the car. So what that means is they're not having to go outside, pull the car off, basically what I just alluded to earlier on, and send the videos within a couple of minutes. Because all you need is a 15-second intro, 15-second outro, and that's you, because that's the whole point of the personalized videos, is to personalize it, to speak to the customer by their name. you know, the video of the car is the video of the car.
Yeah.
And, you know, you want to keep that as professional as possible, because you want that in its best of light every single time, because that's what you're selling. But the intro and outro part, that's where you personalize it. So that's where we come from with our concept. We have got other ways of personalizing it as well. But I won't go into every single aspect of it. But there is other ways you can personalize it from sitting at your desk and not having to move away, and well, even weather conditions. That's one thing I've not touched on. Weather conditions. You know, during the winter nights. You know, I mean, how dark does it get? And you know, what 5 o'clock? It's pitch dark. So how are you going to send a personalized video?
Yeah. Well, even moving the car is going to get filthy, isn't it? So in the winter. So like you say, when the car comes in, the videographer is able to shoot the car clean, and that's really important as well, isn't it? So
exactly. It could be a demo that the customer's interested in. The car could be getting an alloy repair. It could be getting anything. It could be out on a test drive. So all these factors come into it, and at that, while that's happening, you know, you've got your customer on the other end of the line waiting on a video that you promised, and you know, these things could be happening, and next thing you know, they're waiting 2-3 hours on a video that you've promised them. So expectations are high, you know, and you're relying on all these other outsources. So.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some dealers listening to this who perhaps are a little bit skeptical about doing it, but I know from my own personal experience, when I was trying to buy a car last year, I was sent a personalized video, and even though it didn't prove to be ultimately successful, what it was successful in doing was getting me to the actual dealership, and I had a point of contact at the dealership, and that sort of really is the nub of the issue we're talking about here, is getting people into the showroom and just creating that conversation, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's even more than that, James. It's you've built a rapport with that customer. You know, they feel comfortable coming in. Their guard's down a bit more. You know, so if you were to send me a personalized video, you're the salesperson, and I was to walk in, at least I can point you out and go, oh, there's James. You know, so when you're at reception, you can ask for James. Go, oh, there he is. You know, it's a bit more personal. It's a bit more. They just feel a bit more comfortable speaking to you for the first time, rather than just through a phone or through emails. You know, I think it's so important.
Lastly, well, my last question to you really is, why do you think dealers haven't really invested in video software before? Is it something they've sort of put off? Perhaps they've thought that they can do it themselves, they can do it on the cheap. I mean, what do you think the reasons for that are?
There's many reasons, but I think the one that's highlighted the most is the time. I think that the time and taking them, you know, all my sales team's not invested in it. They don't do it. Oh, we've done it before. They don't do them. They don't bother with them. That's the reason. And fundamentally, the reason why the sales team aren't doing it is because it takes time. Yeah. You know, it takes a lot of time out of their day just to do it. You know, out of curiosity, how long did it take you, James, to get that personalized video that you inquired on?
It was probably about an hour or so, which in itself is not a huge amount of time. But in that time, I might have gone and spoken to 4 other dealerships. That might
there's that aspect of it as well, but not even just that. That hour, you know, that salesperson's probably had to. They've had to go and get the keys. They've had to go and, you know, go and rip the car off the pitch. This, that, next thing. Just from experience, when I was a product genius, for me to take a proper video, you know, somewhere around the 2-minute mark. For me to actually get the key, get the car out, and by the time I've actually sent it in, for an inquiry coming in, for me to actually send that customer a video, you know, you'd be lucky if I'd done that. You'd be lucky if I'd done that in 20 minutes, because of everything that comes around it. You know, that it might be 5 cars in deep, you know, all this kind of stuff. So you have to get other keys and, you know, stuff like that. So you'd be lucky if you got that video within 20 minutes. You'd be very lucky. But on an average, it'd be over half an hour, definitely. If I was to jump on it there and then, but that's me jumping on it there and then. Might be on a test drive at that point. Yeah. So, you know, there's just so many factors, but the biggest one is for dealerships and why they are hesitant on investing in personalized videos and systems. It is definitely the buy-in from the sales team. That's the biggest one. A lot of dealerships are happy with just having a video on their website. They're happy with that. They say, why do I need to send a personalized video when I've got a video on my website? What's the point? You know, I just send them a link to that, send them an email, send them a link, and then they've got a video there, done. But fundamentally, it's still not tackling that issue with building a rapport with the customer.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key. That's the key with it.
Brilliant. Well, a really interesting discussion there about video, Danny. Thanks so much for joining us today.
No, thank you for your time.
Well, that's it for today's Car Dealer Live. Join us again very soon. Bye-bye.